this is Lisa from Life in Layouts, and today I have the February Stretch the Sketch, and I am super excited about this sketch because not only am I using the Stretch the Sketch from February, but I am also using MK's inspiration. Now, MK is Some Assembly Required on YouTube, and I will link her channel below. When I saw this sketch, I was looking around for some ideas, and I was watching MK's video on her Baby Got Scraps, which is what she did back in January, and she had a layout that wasn't really similar to this sketch, but it really brought in inspiration from the sketch and my idea of what I wanted to do with this photos. Her layout really focuses on having circles all the way across the layout in both the left and the right hand side. And I do mimic that a lot. So definitely go check out her channel below so that you can see where I got the inspiration from. I love taking inspiration from not only sketches, but from other people. There's really no reason to reinvent the wheel. That's what I think in regards to scrapbooking. I feel like if there are information out there or sketches or layout that you like, make it your own and just make sure you give credit to the person whose idea it was, like I'm doing with MK. So I want to thank MK for the inspiration. And now that I've rambled on a little bit about that, let me get into the layout itself. These photos obviously are Disney. You can see that from the paper there. These are my friend and her husband and son at Magic Kingdom. And I really liked the idea of using all of these papers. Great way to use up scraps if you have a ton of them. And it's a way to really pull in all of those fun Disney papers without the papers overwhelming the layout itself. So I decided to use 4 photos on this. I had a couple more photos that I could use, but I decided to just go ahead and use the 4 that are in the frame now. I do go ahead and mount all of them on this yellow diagonal stripe. I just think that it really makes the photos pop against all of those circles in the background. So what I decided to do was I pulled out my circle punch and my circle dies. Now, it's so funny that you use so many different size circles. It's crazy. I feel like I need every size circle in a like 1/4 inch diameter because there's just so many things that you can do with circles. Now, the heart die over there on the far left that I cut out in that blue sparkly paper, this heart die my friend Abby had, and we were at a crop together and she used it and I fell in love with it and I had to purchase it right away. It is just a gorgeous, gorgeous die. I will link it below if I can find it. It's just a perfect die for that area of the sketch there. You see there that it has that crosshair, and I just think the hearts really add to it and, you know, go back to the love of Disney that not only I have, but several of my friends have as well. Once I got the 4 photos down, I went ahead and just arranged the circles as I could in regards to getting it all together and making sure that everything kind of flowed together. I did use washi tape on the back because I was going to be covering both sides of the layout. I wanted to make sure that I didn't have to worry about lining things up. And so by using that washi tape on the back to keep them together, it gave me that opportunity to just work through the canvas like it was a 12 by 24. So you can see here where I am tucking in that camera paper so that it fits both on the left and right hand side of the layout. And that is mainly what I do. I take the circles and I tuck and I cut and I just make it look good. Now, I am never good at estimating the amount of something I'm going to need. I either overestimate and have a ton of things left, or like I did in this case, I underestimated and just didn't have enough circles. So I had to bring back my punches and my dies to get a few more of them out. So I did leave this in a little bit. I really pulled out the 2x2 squares. This is a great way to get extra items from those 2x2 squares because you have the ability to cut them in the circle shape. So it gives it a different shape than it does with the square 2x2, but it also gives you all of those fun designs like the stars and the Mickey hand. And I also pull out one that says the word magic on it. And I also pulled out one that has a cloud. You can see it up there in the left, like a cloud with the red heart. And I just love the way that that looks. So I did use a 1/4 inch on some of them, and some of them I used 1/8 of an inch. So you can see that some of them have a larger border than the others, and I really wanted that contrast as well on the layout. Sometimes I put the fun foam directly on my photo or item that I'm adding down, and sometimes I just go ahead and add it directly to the paper. That allows me to move the image around without necessarily having to move around the fun foam so much, because after a while it doesn't really stick very well. Now what I decided to do was, there was in the sketch a photo over on the far left hand side. I just decided to go ahead and add this 3x4 card that says "There's magic in the air," and that is actually going to be my title. I'm going to put that over there on the far left hand side underneath those hearts. I'm also going to add this little ephemera piece here that says "Family Fun," and I'm going to add that right below the photo. I mess around and pull these circles up and reposition them quite a bit. I was trying to avoid trapped white space in the layout, and I think I end up doing that pretty well at the end, but it was a little frustrating there for a little bit. So I did go ahead and pull out my embellishment book. I have all of my Disney stickers and embellishments in their own book, just simply because I have so many of them. Being a pass holder, I go to Disney so much, and it just makes sense to have all of the Disney stuff together. I have almost all of the Simple Stories as well as the Echo Park collections for their Disney, which they have quite a few of them, because I think they realize that we love all of those fun Disney colors. So I pull out a sticker that says "Smile," and I go ahead and add that on that striped circle. I did have a smile tab up there on the left hand side, but I changed that out for the Main Street tag. The family is standing on Main Street in these photos, and I thought it just worked better. And since I had the smile on the right hand side, I went ahead and just changed that out. Now I used this little boy with his balloon that says "Say Cheese," because that photo right next to it, which is hard to see in the camera, but it is snowing at Disney, like the fake snow, obviously, because it doesn't snow in the state of Florida. But they had the snow, and the little guy is right there on the edge of the Main Street with his hands out. And I just think that it's just perfect to have that little boy with his holding his balloon right next to it. I do go ahead and cut out a couple of Mickey heads. I have that one that's over there on the right hand side of the layout, as well as the half Mickey head on the left. Now, with the heart die that's over there on the far left, you get tons and tons of little tiny heart circles. And MK also gave me the inspiration for this as well, because she added little enamel dots around hers. Her layout was more about bubbles, and I just love the way that that looked as well. So I went ahead and added those hearts, and that also helped me fill in the white space that was trapped on a couple of the spaces as well. So here is my final layout, as well as some close-ups. I want to encourage you guys to go and check out every single layout for this month's sketch. I've got a sneak peek on a couple of them, and they are fabulous. You're going to love them. So make sure you check them out. If you enjoyed this video, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. If you haven't done so already and you want to see more double page layout inspiration, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thanks everyone for watching, and I hope that you have a scrappy day.